Hi, I'm Beth Bengtson, CEO and founder of Working for Women, and I'm so pleased to be with you at this year's We Give Summit. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about skillunteering, which is a term we coined here at Working for Women. But bear with me one second as I pull up my slides. So, we are going to talk about the what, why, and how of skillunteering, which is a way to develop your employees and do good. And I will take you through that in the course of our time together today. But first, I want to give you a little bit background about Working for Women, the organization that I work for. We are a community that is made up of businesses and professionals that give of their time, talent, and treasure. Sounds like a giving community, doesn't it? To help women from marginalized communities across the United States gain access not only to the job market, but on the road to financial independence and wealth generation. We do that by investing in connecting them to jobs, enhancing their skills and knowledge on their career journeys, and changing the conversation around barriers for women in the workplace. Things like pay gap and caregiving, a few items that are still there that kind of hold back women overall from that path to equity. And skillunteering is one of the ways in which we do that. So first, what is skillunteering? Skillunteering is to volunteer strategically by leveraging your existing expertise and your passion to bring value to people and organizations while developing your skills to enhance your career and company. Skillunteering, is how we move our community's time and talent to address the needs both of our organizational partners and the women we serve. If you've ever organized or participated in a company-sponsored volunteer event, you know that it generates goodwill for the employees and for all those involved, including the nonprofit organizations. It probably also involves activities like a community cleanup day or help with meal preparation. And in many cases, it happens on Martin Luther King Day, which has become a day of service for the business community. So corporate volunteerism has become an integral part of many organizations' corporate social responsibility efforts. And it has its merits and should be part of that strategy. But we're asking you to question today, what if you could reconfigure that volunteer effort so that it achieves even more? What about an initiative with longer lasting impact for your staff, with a built-in element that taps your employees' skills, strengthens internal relationships, and even enhances their growth, their career development, and their leadership skills? We call that skillunteering. So let me take you through what that looks like, and let's talk about what its forms are at Working for Women and how we've employed skillunteering. So first, I want to talk about immersive workshops. These are opportunities that provide education and training that help women and build their knowledge and skills that help them stay in the workforce and advance themselves on their careers. These engagements are normally 1 to 2 hours of skillunteer times. It brings together teams of employees because normally it ranges from about 15 to 20 skillunteers for many of these workshops that we do. And it brings them into direct experience with others in their community that they normally would not get to have a direct involvement with. They can be virtual or they can be in person. The topics in many cases are ones that we all need along our career journey. Things like negotiation skills, public speaking, personal branding, how to use LinkedIn more effectively, right? Are some of those career topics that we can all benefit from. And you start seeing that the employees, as much as the women that we are serving, are benefiting from these joint conversations and shared learning experiences. The second area that we've done a lot of skillunteering around is mentoring programs. Mentoring programs provide women access to professional advice, support, and role models in a curated mentorship setting. These engagements, though, tend to be longer. They normally last from between 6 months to a year. And in that, we pair employees with women that either can be in the same types of jobs or in the same types of industries to support them on their career journey and support them in developing that one-to-one relationship, while also providing opportunities for them to come together as a group and work towards their career goals. And who doesn't want to have someone believe in them along the lines on their career journey? I know I could have used that earlier in my career. And the last area that we've seen most of our projects fall is custom projects. These are where we help nonprofits level up their services and multiply their impact, right? Expand their capacity is what we talk about, while providing experiential leadership development opportunities for the skillunteers involved. They're normally organizational level projects that expand the reach of the organization. Examples can be business planning opportunities where we build plans to launch new revenue streams for some of the organizations to increase their fundraising and increase different and diversify their sources of funding. Other places can be staff projects where we're looking at technology that can help staff further their hours, right? Volunteer management systems, client management systems that allow them to be able to use their time more effectively. So I hope that gives a bit of a flavor of the types of projects that you can do, that you can bring, marrying that business skill along with the needs in our nonprofit partners. But let's also talk about what the business benefit is, because there are many. Employees of the business want to connect with purpose. So they're looking for those opportunities to do good. They want you as a business to give back to the community. So we thought here at Working for Women, what if we could harness those skills of the businesses that care about women while expanding the capacity of the organizations that support women through both programming and projects like what I outlined. We started off doing this as a way to help organizations get the resources they needed to grow. But guess what we quickly learned? It's just as good for the business as it is for those that we serve. In a recent Gallup survey, it was revealed that almost 70% of employees consider employee-provided upskilling to be a crucial factor when contemplating and looking for a new job. And almost 50% express a willingness to switch to a different job if it presents opportunities for skills training. So, I challenge you, and I want you to start thinking about it. Is skillunteering as a way to develop your staff and bring that out to those businesses that are part of your communities to think about how they can leverage those skills. These opportunities strengthen those employees' skills. They provide leadership opportunities for those employees to grow, right? There are growth and development opportunities. And most importantly, they build community and connection within your organization. We hear again and again how we hear again and again highly rated marks on our Working for Women experiences on these projects. People come out of them feeling that it's been a mutually beneficial experience for all. And while they didn't go in there to necessarily learn something new, they come out of it feeling that they've gained a new skill or they've been able to advance their skills in the workforce. We hear again and again in our post surveys that these experiences increase their understanding and empathy for others within their communities and within their companies, and allow them to deepen their connection within the company as they work with colleagues while also building their skills along their career journey. So at Working for Women, we see skillunteering as a quadruple win. It's a win for the business, a win for the organizations that we're working with, a win for the women that we serve, and at the end of the day, it's a win for society. So we want to see more of this happen, which is why we're talking with you today. And that brings us to talking about the how of skillunteering. What's involved in creating a successful experience for all those involved? The first step one, is align. Make sure those involved care about the same issues. In our case at Working for Women, the business has to care and demonstrate that they care about elevating women in the workforce before we can bring them into opportunities to partner. Plus, it is also important to have that alignment because then employees feel a deeper connection to the work as well when it lines back up to the business goals. Step 2, listen. Spend the time listening to the organizations you are looking to support. That's how we learned about the negotiation skills workshop that we have now expanded across our full network and reached hundreds of women. It started with one organization telling us that one of the pieces of programming that they were missing was a workshop for women about how to negotiate. So we added that in, and then we've been able to expand that across our whole network, again, as I stated before, reaching hundreds of women with that type of valuable content. Now you're bringing your partner something that helps them meet their mission while also engaging your staff and employees in projects that they know are having a meaningful impact. Step 3, plan. This is a really important step. Take the time and develop that project brief. In that project brief, outline the objectives of the projects, the timelines, what success is going to look like, and who are the key contacts for it that will be running the project from a daily basis. Then have all the parties sign off on it. This is a key step to ensuring a mutually beneficial experience for all involved. Step 4, contribute. While your skills are valuable, don't forget that dollars are still needed. The best Skillunteering experiences are a combination of time, talent, and treasure. In other words, dollars. So don't forget to make a contribution to the organization you're supporting. Step 5, share. Remember, we talked about measuring what success looks like in the planning process? Well, once the project is done, make sure you spread the word both inside and outside of your business. Skillunteers get a helper's high from these projects, and they want more people to share in that with them. And the organizations you're supporting want more volunteers and more volunteer experiences like this. Everyone wins, again, as we talked about before, and even more so when more people know about the work you've done together. And then that starts creating a movement. So, in recap, there are 5 steps. Align, listen, plan, contribute, and share. We talked about today the what, why, and how of Skillunteering. And most of all, I hope I've inspired you to take your volunteering to another level. If you want to learn more about it, reach out to me at beth@workingforwomen.org, or you can find out more directly on our website and go to the information we have about Skillunteering and skill-based volunteering at workingforwomen.org. Thank you for your time and attention to this presentation, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the summit.